Hey, it's 50 large, Holmes. This is Granddaddy coming at you live and in living color. We're getting ready to matriculate. It's all about the book.
I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that mean, man? I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that means? She got her own pen, she got her own book. 2 jobs, work hard, you a smart one. If you ain't read, sit down. 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 Hardback, softback, no matter what the book be. I put my own entertainment, I don't need a flat screen. Everybody around here saying they get back to the green. I put my head in these books so I can get a chill beat. Find a 5-star chick, first date, we gon' read 2 more chapters every time I go to sleep. I'ma raise my reading level, don't worry about me. I guarantee I score the highs when I take my SAT. I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that mean, man? I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that means? She got her own pen, she got her own book. 2 jobs, work hard, you a smart one. If you ain't read, sit down. 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 Hardback, softback, pick up a magazine. My boys part of person po pulling up on the scene. When you call 50 Lord, they can tell you what to read. Take a breath, read a book. You ain't gotta smoke no weed, get out the game, do your thing. You the brain, you insane, you insane. If you think that reading is for lame, said you insane. If you think that reading is for lame, said you insane. If you think that reading is for lame. I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that mean, man? I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that means? She got her own pen, she got her own book. 2 jobs, work hard, you a smart one. If you ain't read, sit down. 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 Books on deck, don't worry about the flex. Put your head in the books, higher education next. Once I get my check, I'ma hit them all by a book. Ain't no crook, I'm a smart guy, take a second look. I'm in school, I'm a fool when I use my reading tools. With a higher education, homeboy, you can't lose. With a higher education, homeboy, you can't lose. With a higher education, homeboy, you can't lose. I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that mean, man? I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that means? She got her own pen, she got her own book. 2 jobs, work hard, you a smart one. If you ain't read, sit down. If you ain't read, sit down. If you ain't read, sit down. If you ain't read, sit down.
Hardback, paper bag, backpack on my back, laptop in my lap, hold a book like a strap. Gotta keep my head in the book. No, I can't slack. If I put in hard work, can't nobody hold me back. Gotta have an education if I wanna make a stand. Can't worry about the block, keep my mind on track. All in when I read, success is for me. And I'm here for them smarts, gotta stay on chalk, yeah.
I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that mean, man? I-A-M-R-E-A-D-I-N-G. Do you know what that means? She got her own pen, she got her own book. 2 jobs, work hard, you a smart one. If you ain't read, sit down. If you ain't read, sit down. If you ain't read, sit down. If you ain't read, sit down.
Good afternoon, kings and queens. My name is Cordney McClain, and I call you kings and queens because you need to understand you are extraordinary and your possibility is limitless. Now today we're going to talk about somebody else that had some hindrance, some pushback, but still succeeded through the eye of adversity. One of my favorite books that I read to my 2 daughters, Camila and Kimora, The Girl with a Mind for Math. This is the story of Ray Montague. She is a civil engineer and a naval engineer in the United States Navy. If there's something you want, but it seems out of reach, here's a story for you, a great truth it will teach. When you focus your mind, you'll succeed through and through, like one bold engineer by the name of Montague. You see the computer? You see Miss Montague? The books? This is when she was a kid. And looking at the stars, dreaming. In a state we call Arkansas, one winter day, a baby was welcomed, a girl they call Ray. She was bright as a star, super smart from the start. She was headstrong, this child, and not faint of heart. Yes, this girl had potential. Her granddad was proud. He told her, work hard, you'll stand out from the crowd. Then something she cherished when Ray was just 7, he took her to see her first ship, and it was heaven. See this big old ship. See the big old submarine? It's huge, right? Right? A real submarine. Her eyes opened wide. Who made it, she asked, as they followed the guide. Engineers, said the man, giving Ray's head a pat. But my dear, you don't need to know all about that. At the time the man's insult went over her head, no, you can't, were the words he had meant, but not said. Engineering, thought Ray, and her life's dream began. Except most people laughed when she told them her plan. Stay strong, said her mom. Use your brains, you'll be fine. There will always be people who pay you no mind. Just because you're a girl and because you are black, don't let them or the state of your school hold you back. You see, schools in those days were what's called segregated. The black and white students were kept separated. That's wrong, you exclaim. It was this small, no fooling. And worst of all, white kids received better schooling. But Ray studied hard. She had grit, taught herself. She was gifted in math and read books by the shelf. When the time came for college and she knew what to choose, she learned to build boats, but she got some bad news. Engineering's not taught to black students, they said. Her heart hit the floor. I'll take business instead. She learned what she could and she learned the rest later. The rules were unjust, but that school wouldn't break her. Ray finished with honors. Oh boy, what a smarty. She said her farewells, there was no time to party. I'm off to Place Field with the history's greats, the capital city of all 50 states. Now, finding a job, it turned out that took time. She looked and looked. Ray was not one to whine. Then it must have been fate. At least that's what it seems. She was hired to type where they built submarines. The Navy, that's right. Oh, but hold your cheers. Ship designing was only for trained engineers. So she watched as they worked, and she learned every task. Even studied computers by night in a class. Then her big break arrived. The whole staff got the flu. Ray did all of her work and the engineers too. Her boss was in shock. How he exploded? From memory, said Ray. And with that, she got promoted. Life should have been swell, yet that wasn't the case. Her boss treated her poorly because of her race. Many people like him tried to make her feel small. Ray just held her head high and she outworked them all. What next from the White House? There came a command. The president ordered a ship, make it grand. And quickly he added, well, that didn't fly. All those plans would take engineers months to supply. You see, she's working, Ray working. Here's the thing about that when designing a boat. There are thousands of measurements one needs to note. All those numbers take math and that takes some time. But Ray had been working on something sublime. She took a deep breath. I can solve this, she said. I've come up with a system to do it instead. I'll draw the plans faster, she told them. Don't fret. I'll design the first ship by computer, no sweat. How long do you think that might take? What's your guess? Would it take a month, maybe weeks for success? Well, it took calculations and tons of caffeine, but Ray finished in hours, just over 18. See that black excellence? Her program, it worked. All the blueprints were done. The ship was constructed, the engineers stunned. You did it, they cheered, and her boss had to say that her quick mind for math had in fact saved the day. The end, no, not quite. When Ray's ship was unveiled, only white men could go, and Ray's invite, not mailed. So what? You heard right. No invite? That's horrible. In fact, some might say it was downright deplorable. You see? Everybody celebrating with the ship, and she wasn't even invited. But they ain't hold her back. Yet Ray kept her cool, gave her best every day, and in time, all her skills were applauded. Hooray! People learned of her work. Who's this Ray, they demanded. When they met her, they stared. They expected a man. Yes, that happened a lot. Many could not believe that a woman of color did all she achieved. Some even thought Ray was a maid. Sad but true. When they ordered a drink, she'd say, "Bring me one too." All her humor and wit served her well through the years. And she battled the hard times in laughs and not tears. And that boss in the Navy, who's been so unkind, maybe Ray the first person to lead ship design. More honors would follow. Her fame picked up steam, and finally, at last, she accomplished her dream. That title she worked for, an engineer, score. Now the world knows her feats. She is hidden no more. Ray Montague, engineer. So if you know anything about the hidden figures, Ray Montague is one of the hidden figures. Awesome lesson. So the lesson to all is don't ever give in. Take a chance, rock the boat. If it sinks, you can swim. When a storm comes your way, hold your course and don't stress. Never quit, and like Ray, propel straight to success. Great story. Great story. One of my favorites. Again, my name is Cordney McClain. I'm a poet, so I couldn't leave here without giving you a little bit of something just for some inspiration. So my challenge for you, ambitious, intellectual royalty, stay faithful to your dreams. We are the elephant in the room, created by an explosion in a galaxy, bounded up all the stars and turned upside down the moon. In the face of adversity, it's okay to cry. But cry screams so powerful that the God of thunder is jealous of you. Bandage your own open wounds with your hanging skin, because sometimes, baby, you just have to save you. All that was beautiful and ugly still made you. Thank God we don't look like all that we've been through. You are all gorgeous waves of adversity trapped inside a miraculous ocean with no signs of shore to contain you. So believe. Believe. Never give up on your dreams. Peace.
Dance break.
Come on, guys. Let's go to the city. Let's go to the city! Yeah! Boom! Chicka boom! This is a repeat after me song. This is a repeat after me song. I said a boom, chicka boom. 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 I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. All right. One more time. Astronaut style. I said a zoom, chicka zoom. 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 I said a zoom, chicka rocka, chicka zoom. I said a zoom, chicka rocka, chicka zoom. All right. One more time. Which style? I said a boom, chicka boom. I said a broom, chicka broom. I said a boom, chicka broom. I said a broom, chicka broom. I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom. I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom. Motorcycle style. Motorcycle style. I said a vroom, chicka vroom. 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 I said a vroom, chicka rocka, chicka vroom. I said a vroom, chicka rocka, chicka vroom. Alright. One more time. Flower style. I said a bloom, chicka bloom. 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 I said a bloom, chicka rocka, chicka bloom. I said a bloom, chicka rocka, chicka bloom. Alright. One more time. King Tut style. I said a tomb, chicka tomb. 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 I said a tomb, chicka rocka, chicka tomb. I said a tomb, chicka rocka, chicka tomb. Alright. No more time. We're done. Okay, bye.
Touch it, read it, learn it, teach it, everybody talk about it. Touch it, read it, learn it, teach it, everybody talk about it. Touch it. Turn it up! Touch it, read it, learn it, teach it, everybody talk about it. Touch it, read it, learn it, teach it, everybody talk about it. Touch it, read it, learn it, teach it, everybody talk about it. Tell me what you feel like doing. I feel like doing my job. Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some freedom in it. Ooh, I love my freedom school. Say what? Ooh, I love my freedom school. See a book, grab a book, read a book, hey. See a book, grab a book, read a book, hey. See a book, grab a book, read a book, hey. Yesterday, tomorrow, I'ma read a book today. Freeze, what's your name? And where your book at? Freeze, what's your name? And where your book at? Freeze, what's your name? And where your book at? Freeze.
I have a recognition.
Recognize.
I said I have recognition.
Recognize.